Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I'm doing a live here. We're going to see how many people show up. I hope everybody jumps in. I got 30 seconds to go through. I don't say anything overboard, and I won't have to worry too much about getting lumped up in the rhythm. So anyway, you can tell by my thumbnail, I'm going to be talking about General Flynn and Elon. They dished it out. And also Bragg and con man Cohen. I was going to put punked. They got punked, but I didn't. I put a little bit better of a title in, but that's what happened to them both. And I guess I could call them both cons, can I? Cohen's really a con. I mean, he's not an ex-con. Well, I guess he's an ex-con. But he's a con man, and so's Bragg. And they got their noses twisted today. Hi, Linda. Hi, Mike. Diane. Brighter Day. V-Dog. Hi, Joan. Wanda. Doc Honeycutt. Hi. Everybody's rolling in. Hi, Georgia. Nice to see you. Made it in. Hi, Linda. Michael James. What's up in this messed up world? It is a mad, mad world. Hi, Kathy. Hello, Nikki. How are you doing? Hey, before you get too far in this broadcast, even if you're watching it after the broadcast is over, don't forget to hit the like button because you know you're going to like it. Or give me a thumbs down if you're mad at me. I guess I had some people mad at me over something. I was talking about the Dalai Lama, but I was just telling, I don't judge. I recognize. Hi, Diane. Hi, Wild West. Where have you been? Nice to hear you again, buddy. All right. It's good to hear Wild West. Hi, Damon. Sandy, Robert. Everybody's rolling in. B-Dog's here. Bubba's here. Melinda's here. Everybody's making it in. That's good. Well, you know what? I guess I'll start off with this thing about Bragg. Because the way it was put out in the news, he's suing Jim Jordan. That's the way all the Marxist, Bolshevik, bureaucratic, controlled news organizations. That's what I'm going to call them. I'm not going I use the term FAKE, and that gets, in the rhythm and all this kind of stuff. They just have Marxist point of view. It's not something to be argued. They want a different kind of world than the Constitution calls for. So anyway, they all said, Bragg is suing Jim Jordan, like he's going after Jim Jordan. He basically asked for a protective order. Well, it was a restraining order, but that's generally what they use in protective orders. I mean, he's acting like he's an abused spouse or something. Protect me from this person. Well, the judge said, get out of here. Congress can have oversight with what you're doing, especially when you're meddling in federal affairs, you nitwit. So anyway, that was really good to watch. Hi, Diamond Lil. That was good to see. We've had, it seems like we had some steps backwards and big steps forward. Hey, it's a dance, it's a waltz. We're gonna get to the finish line, and we just got to keep dancing with them. Like I said, if you want to trip up the devil, sometimes you got to dance with him. So Bragg has got to come in now. He's got to come in. Why does he have to come in? Because Cheney and all that bunch of irascible, infernal screwballs set the precedent to send law enforcement out Capitol Police or the Sergeant at Arms and use the jail cells down in the bottom of the Capitol, which they do have. They do have jail cells. Excuse me while I get a sip of my coffee. But anyway, boy, that's good. Anyway, thank you, Coffee Crab, for that. Anyway, they have set the precedent. I've done videos on in the title, Precedent. So I was going to put in there goose and gander. But, you guys get the point. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. But now, I realize we're in a society that a lot of people don't know if they're a goose or a gander. So I'll just skip it and just tell it like it is. Let's see. Who else is rolling in here? Oh, good, Diane. You find out a lot of information. Cuba. Put a couple of 4s for A's, Diane, because that's a word. That location, Guan, and then Tan, and then Mo. Okay. Thank you. Just to keep us, from trying to fly under the radar. Georgia's humming the timber song. Hi, honey. How are you doing? And I did get your message. I was going to talk about those 8 dashes. And in reality, honey noticed it. It's really 7 dashes. And the last dash on that post I was talking about is kind of looks like it's a little hyphenated at the end. But so what could that mean? An initial or period or what? What? Anyway, we can get into that, but that was a good grab there, honey. So if I missed anybody's names, I apologize. We got brighter days, and oh goodness, we got all the days. We haven't got any cloudy days yet. Foggy day. Where's foggy day? Hi, John. How are you? Andrew. America borrowing $6 billion a day. How much a minute? 952. I'd like to get 1 minute. Yeah, it's getting awful. The dollar is in bad shape, and it is artificially propped up, kind of like they tried to prop up Bud Light stock briefly, and I never did get to the bottom of that. How Black, and then the other name of the company is Rock, was supposed to be filing for bankruptcy, but then a couple of days after that, all this stuff blew up with this Dylan character. And next thing you know, they're buying gobs of Bud stock to prop it up, and it worked for a little bit. It stabilized it, but even they didn't have enough money to straighten that out. When you got distributors driving over top of cases and cases of the product with a steamroller that they've already paid for, and they don't want to be associated with it, that's pretty bad. Hi, Donna. How are you? Camperman. Rolling in. Everybody's rolling in. Whoa. Boy, the screen jumps on me sometimes. I got to be careful so I don't kick myself out. Hi, Quilt. Oh, enough chemtrail. Oh, sea trails, Mike said. I had to catch myself. Yeah. Nikki said hit thumbs up, y'all. Mulvaney involved in Bud. You mean his stock, Robert? I doubt it. He's just a fame seeker, is the way they described him. He's grabbing them dollar bills wherever you can grab them. And he might be being cut loose by the white hats to say, listen, go out here and just act like you got more sugar in your gas tank than Liberace, and let these people know what's going on. Okay. So you never know. President-elect. Finally caught a live one. Who'd you catch? So let's see. Camperman, Dottie. Hi, Dottie. How are you? So anyway, so Bragg, he has got to show up. He can't get out of it. He could try to appeal. He probably will. It's not like he's got to show up Monday morning. But Trump does. Is it Monday or sometime he's got to show up for Letitia James? And so we've got this dichotomy, where they can order around. How you doing, Roberto? They can order around the 45th president of the United States, with a desk full of empty Slurpee cups and bags of French fries, writing out, typing out a bunch of nonsense charges in New York, Manhattan, and they can make the 45th president of the United States show up. But we got to jump through a bunch of hoops for them. Well, we'll see how long that lasts, especially if it's got to go to the Supreme Court. And this business of AOC attacking Clarence Thomas, they tried to get Clarence Thomas's wife, all that stuff falling apart. Nobody's paying attention to that. So, yeah, that's a concern for Bragg. It's a victory. I doubt. I'd like to see him do a press conference. It would be funny to see the body language on something like that, but he's not going to. It's just like was it Kennedy? Senator Kennedy said he thought, he's just scared to go in front of the House. He's scared. And he is. You could see it in his eyes. You could see it when he talks. He's got a leg to stand on. So then, I guess you all have heard that Mr. T filed a $500 million lawsuit against con man Cohen, and that's what I'm going to call him. I don't know what nickname Mr. T is going to come up with, but little con man Cohen would probably be a good one. So 500 million. MSDNC put out a report, and they said he's suing his former attorney for $500 million, and they make these stupid faces like it's a ridiculous suit. Hey, wait a minute. What happened with Alex? Okay, and the last guy's name, his last name is Jones. What happened with him? It was double that. Okay, double that. And Alex Jones didn't sign any agreements with anybody, didn't have a law degree, nothing. Cohen does. Jones didn't get convicted of any crimes. Cohen did. Okay, so yeah, $500 million, good for the goose, good for the gander. So he's got to worry about that. And Mr. T said, hey, his parents are the ones that got the big money, and they need to be looked at very strongly how they got that money too. So I remember him saying that. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago. So we're going to see how that pans out. Hi, Colleen. How are you? Who did I miss? Well, I'm sure I missed some people. I apologize. The chats go by. The chats go by. So anyway, there's 2 things that happened right off the bat. And I saw somebody posted, I think it was, might have been clandestine. No, not clandestine. Citizen Free Press, maybe it was. They put out a, General Flynn put out something. Let's see, where is that? To Barack Obama, I think it was. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Hold on. How you doing, Red? Resident moron didn't get a warm welcome. That's right. Oh, did you hear that his security? I got the article. The details on his routes and his Secret Service security details came up missing and ended up the way it was worded, they found it on the streets of Ireland. I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's not looking like a well-oiled machine there. But anyway, I'm probably not going to broadcast tomorrow night unless something happens, because things has quieted down. I've been doing kind of in an emergency mode for, I don't know, 25 days straight, but I'm going to probably do a picture show Sunday night, because I got I'm ready in the meme cans, because General Flynn has started an offense, okay, with this fifth generation cyber war. And there's a Twitter here from Lieutenant General retired Mike Flynn. And it's the response to Barack Obama, which Barack Obama says, this nation was built on peaceful protest. No elected official should lose their job for simply raising their voice, especially when they're doing it on behalf of our children. And Lieutenant Flynn, I don't know how much of this I might have to talk in code, but General Flynn said, how about telling this to the parents of a 9-year-old child whose nearly unrecognizable body was completely riddled with bullets by a transformer, okay? Psycho, likely pumped up on hormone block. That's 8 letters, honey, and the last one is a L. But anyway, muted. What? Can you hear me now? I didn't hit the mute button. I was reading General Flynn's. Hi, Karen. Can you all hear me? How much of General Flynn's Jiminy Crickets? Okay, did you all hear General Flynn, what he said to Hussein? Falafel, how you doing? Hi, Wanda. Did you all hear what he said? Now Colleen says I'm in and out. But B-Dog and Bubba says 5 by 5. Hi, Rick. How are you? Well, he told Barack Hussein Obama, we're tired. We are sick and tired of your bullshit. You know what? How about offering condolences to the families who tragically lost loved ones? Have a nice day. So anyway, okay, you heard none of it. Oh, well, I'll read it again. Obama said this nation was built on peaceful protests. No elected officials should lose their job simply for raising their voice, especially when they're doing it on behalf of the children, is what Barack Obama said. And General Flynn came out swinging and said, how about telling this to the parents of a 9-year-old child whose nearly unrecognizable body was completely riddled with BULLE, and the rest is TS, okay, by a blank gender psycho, likely pumped up on hormone blockers and steroids. And then he goes on to say, you should mind your manners, Mr. President. We are sick and tired of your bullshit. How about offering condolences to the families who tragically lost loved ones? Have a nice day. So, no, no, no. Everybody said no, no. No on General. Oh, okay. You didn't hear me now. You did. Okay. Hi, Lone Wolf. How you doing? Hi, Sandy. 5x5 now. Good. Yay. Hi, Hang. Yeah, that was a burn. Wanda said burn. So I don't know. Maybe I won't be around. I'll try. What I'll do is if I don't do a broadcast, I'll post on my community page if I'm not in trouble over this. But if I disappear for a week, you guys know what happened. So then again, he came out with another part that he's continuing to push our Citizens Guide to Fifth Generation Warfare. And that's what we're going through now. On Sunday, I'm going to load up and be firing my meme cannons while I talk. So if you all want to get your screen grabs ready, and or you get a pen and paper, you can just write down the time when there's something you like. You just write the time of the video. You can always go back to it, take a clip out of it, do whatever you want, share it around. I don't care whose broadcast I end up on or nothing. But anyway, Flynn says this book is a bestseller at Barnes and Noble. We offer a, quote, field manual on how to understand and overcome this war of narratives and a battle for our minds. And that's what it is, folks. It's a psychological operation. This is a battle for our minds. This influence operation claims to control what information we're allowed to receive and how we perceive it. Not only what we receive, but how we perceive. And it is being executed by forces inside our own government. Okay, folks? So it's laying it out there plump and plain that we have a Marxist influence and elements that are in our government conducting psychological warfare. Okay, I'm just looking through the chats. Hi, Christina. Did I say hi to you yet? If I didn't, I'm saying it again. So anyway, so we got General Flynn and Elon Musk went on. I think it was some goofy British reporter. Yeah, BBC. And they tried to put him in a trick box. And Elon wouldn't have none of it. He was just sitting there in a short sleeve shirt, no collar, just talking. Excuse me while I have a sip of my coffee. And this guy, he comes up with stupid nonsense like, well, what are you going to do about the level of hate, the increase in hate speech that's been going on Twitter since you took over? And Elon Musk said, prove it. You say it's increasing in hate speech, prove it. And he didn't know how to handle it. He just said, Elon said, you can't give me a single example of this hateful content. Name a single example. And the journalist says, let's move on. Oh, okay, yeah, move on. You try to throw some kind of slur in there, some kind of finger pointing lie. They may get away with it over there at BBC, but when this battle is over with, there's going to be a reinforcement of our libel laws and our slander laws, and there are going to be judges in place that understand the laws as they are, and there are going to be attorneys being educated in colleges that do not have a Marxist bent. And we won't be hearing that stuff. They can keep doing it over there with the BBC if they want to, but it ain't going to be happening here for long. So Elon Musk destroys BBC journalists over CVID misinformation, accusation. Over 3.3 million people tuned in. So this guy said that Twitter was allowing misinformation to go out. And Elon Musk said, hey, CVID is no longer an issue. And I guess it must be true what I was talking about the other night, where the White House put out a statement that that's over with. So another thing he said was, has the BBC held itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations? And I guess I said that whole word, didn't I? But hey, you know, and I guess he said, well, let's move on to that too. Where's that guy that said he had a live one? I want to see what he was talking about. I'll show him a live one. Are you still out there, whoever you are? I can't remember that far back. So anyway, and yeah, I'm gonna have some memes Sunday night, I think. Do a picture show, and NPR put out a statement. I've tried to find it in the phone there. Something about them crying and moaning. Let me see if I can find it. About Elon Musk putting a label on them for being a government-sponsored. Yeah, here it is. Some guy named Bobby Allen with NPR. They were complaining that they got labeled as a government organization. Well, they are. But anyway, here's what they said. Because of the label, NPR is quitting Twitter across all of our 50-plus accounts. Our executives say the government-funded media label calls into question our editorial independence and undermines our credibility. Some wonder if this would cause a chain reaction among news organizations. What's your reaction? Like they're saying, we're getting rid of all 50 plus of our accounts, and we think it might cause a chain reaction. What do you got to say to that? And Elon Musk said, defund NPR. Ha 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 ha. That was his response. Put an egg in your shoe and beat it. Put an egg in your shoe and beat it. So there's some memes about that NPR thing I'll put up Sunday night. If there's nothing crazy going on, tomorrow's going to be a break because I think things are being allowed to gel right now, gel in people's minds, while Joe Biden is probably losing control of his digestive system in Ireland. And God knows what Hunter's doing over there in Ireland. Hide your little redheaded daughters, let me tell you that. All of them, blonde hair, whatever. So anyway, let's see what's going on in the chats. Markle's not going to the coronation. Yeah, Jimmy Savile. I got him mixed up with Cavill. I got him mixed up in a broadcast, I don't know, about a month or two ago. Jimmy Savile. He bad news. Satan. But he's in the ground now, so he can spend the rest of his time with Satan. So let's see. Tennessee, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Debbie said he lost his diapers in Ireland. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I know they got a term for blarney, but I don't know what they would Clinton is in Ireland too this week, honey. He's keeping up. They're in your backyard, aren't they, honey? So Hunter, Clinton, and Joe. Is it just Hillary or is Billary there too? Hillary and Billary. We got a meeting going on, huh? Jersey Joe, how you doing? So yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm sure they're going to have to. Wow, they're going to look over their shoulder. I bet you they're being watched. And so yeah, we had these what I will refer to as victories with the lawsuit with Cohen, Bragg having this little run the mommy business with a protective order from mean old Jim Jordan getting kicked out. I'd like to see what the judge said when he kicked that out. I'd like to see if he said anything or wrote anything. I'd like to read it. Or been a fly on the wall in the judge's chambers. But yeah, we did have some setbacks, It's going to be a push-pull. We had this situation in Tennessee where these radical Marxists, I saw the district that one of them got kicked out of. His district looked like a piece of spaghetti on the map. I mean, they can't make a district in a square or a rectangle or, it's got to be all crazy and to garner enough people of their point of view to guarantee they're having a seat. So anyway, one of them, let me see, they called, I guess they're kind of like, I don't know if they're board of supervisors or what they are, but they voted to send him back. They voted to send him back. And everybody's going, oh, that's a terrible loss for the Republican Party in Tennessee. I'll keep looking for it. I'll find out some kind of county commissioners or something like that for his particular county. So that is showing people in that county how these little local elections, how they can affect your life. And, okay, somebody's running for this little office, somebody's running for that little office. Well, you better find out about them because they affect your state legislature. They have an impact. And this might be a little wake-up call. Now, when he goes back, could it be that by parliamentary rules or whatever, they say, hey, we told you you're out of here. Well, my county commissioner sent me back. Well, your county commissioner, maybe, hey, you're not eligible. So until you become eligible, we'll see you later. But the other thing too is they have to hold another election. Regardless how this battle lands of them, whether he gets his little scrawny backside back in that position or not, they have to hold another election. So very soon, I'm not sure the exact date, but they're going to have to put forward a fight to keep him in there. It's funny how I can't find those articles when I want to, but anyway. And he could lose. But it is giving people, not just in Tennessee, not just in that particular county, but all of us, an education on how our government works and how this corruption can grow like mushrooms in the dark. You know, that's why we put light on things. Let me see. Here it is. Here it is. Shelby County Board of Commissioners vote to reinstate expelled Tennessee Rep Justin J. Pearson. Justin J. Pearson. He's the one who he's been trained to make his voice fade like he's on a 1960s microphone. And in this time of troubles, my heart breaks and Jesus will guide us. You know, and on he goes. And I already said my piece about him, but yeah, we will see. This was ABC reported this. They said he was expelled after Republicans expelled him for participating in a gun control rally. Okay, they said he participated in a gun control rally. He really got that is a lie, that headline. He was disorderly and disruptive on the House floor. That's right, Dottie. He sounded like Farrakhan. That's how they try to train their voices. So anyway, there's constant misinformation with ABC and all these groups. I don't know what's going to break it up, but it ain't over, because even if they hang on to that seat, there's going to be another election. And those people, he's only going to be in there as an interim time. That is, if he can get his backside inside that door again. So we'll see. And a lot of people in that district may not even know they're in that district. It's funny how local politics can work. People can get faked out so easy. They take ballots that are supposed to be on one side of the road and take them to the other side, all kinds of stunts. How you doing, Mimi? Hi, Joey. How are you? So a lot of people are going to be going, wait a minute, I didn't know that was supposed to be my representative. I don't want that guy in there. You never know what's being found out in these kind of situations. Throwing light on the roaches, right? So there's a general election autumn next year. Oh my, about the same time as ours. I'll be darned. That's what Honey says. Now, you heard this thing that's going to be coming out about the guy in Texas who got found guilty of when he shot that BLM protester, and he was an Uber driver, and the governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, is going to pardon him and all that. I guess you all heard that detective said he was told to hide exculpatory evidence or cover up exculpatory evidence or something like that. And there's talk that this prosecutor may be charged criminally. So that is another one to watch. If they charge that prosecutor criminally, that is going to set another precedent. And we still got the stuff bubbling with the Proud Boys. The judge apparently is being rough on the defense for the Proud Boys, but the defense was asking for dismissal because of the 50 undercover agents that were inducing or getting themselves involved in this situation. So that's another judge we've got to keep an eye on about what's going to happen to him. So we got a prosecutor in big trouble in Texas. And for those of you who didn't see this broadcast that I'm going to mention real quick, always keep in mind in Texas, they arrested Governor Rick Perry years ago, and it was during the Obama administration. It was all kept quiet. It wasn't a big thing on the news like it should have been. But Rick Perry ran for president during Obama's second campaign. And he was, as I said, he was arrested because he got in a conflict with a prosecutor. The prosecutor was disobeying orders from the office of governor. And anyway, we can get into that, but I keep that in mind. So this might be a little payback. Yep, Robert remembers that. But you can look up Governor Rick Perry. They'll show you his mugshot. Now you tell me how that wasn't a big story back in the day. How'd they keep that out of the public consciousness? So anyway, now DeSantis, this business of DeSantis never announced that he's running for president, but they're always talking about DeSantis versus Trump. And now you got Tim Scott, who Trump has always spoke highly of, and Tim Scott's always spoke highly of Trump. Tim Scott's coming out and saying he's going to run for 2024 and Republican. And then you got everybody pushing DeSantis. And Trump is clearly in the lead. But I'm going to say that this is the Republican Party showing its wares. I mean, how can you get, as I've mentioned in the past, Trump is not going to be around forever. We need people to take the steering wheel. And as Trump said years ago, and I did a video and I called it, plant the roots deep. He said, we got to plant the roots deep so it can catch hold and grow. And so what way can you use other people's money, your opponent's money, to highlight and put in the national consciousness people like Ron DeSantis and Tim Scott, a black Republican, which they always trying to act like they don't exist. And if they do talk about black conservatives, they insult them and call them names I won't repeat. So now how you've got the rhinos, you got Mitch McConnell's crowd, all these limousine, what do you call them, country club Republicans trying to bring down Trump. Well, they're going to throw money at whoever's going to go against Trump. Well, I feel Tim Scott is not against Trump. I feel Ron DeSantis is not against Trump. But go ahead and take their money and show the rest of the country the diversity, the multifaceted nature of conservatism and the Republican Party. Use their money to do it. And they will coalesce around Mr. T in the end. But they would have gotten a lot of national exposure. They would have gotten their message out quite a bit. In no other way they could. They could not do it by showing up. I like Maria Bartiromo, but you're not going to get famous or well known to the general public by coming on her show on Sundays. You know, having a presidential candidacy gives you that exposure. So we're growing the Republican Party. We're planting the roots deep. We're having people look at Tim Scott, look at Ron DeSantis that don't want to look at Trump and say, that's what I want, not a Bud Light. Okay. So we're going to grow the party that way. And on the other side, where you got Sleepy Creepy Joe and Hunter, and all the other garbage over there, who comes in with a big name and no dirty laundry because he hadn't been in politics? Robert Kennedy. All right. And already the news organizations are calling him RFK. RFK. So you got everybody thinking JFK and Bobby Kennedy and all the people that voted Ted Kennedy. But anyway, you got this big name. I don't care what they do. They're not going to be able to keep out the conversation about Ouchie and all that stuff, because he has been against that stuff for 20, 30 years. Robert Kennedy has been an opponent of that, and he wrote a book that sharply criticized Dr. Ouchie. So that is going to be a highlighted issue. Let's see, I'm way back in the chats. Diane says, I wonder if DeSanto and Mr. T are playing a role. I believe so. Hey, it's got to be competitive. People got to get their points of view out. People have to feel that they have, it's like I said in the past, that's why they make something else besides vanilla ice cream, vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, whatever. People like different personalities, and we don't want this to appear to be, hi, Gary, how you doing? A cult for Trump. It's not. We got a lot of different people in there. And Mr. Mindersu said, DeSavage is one of them. Stay put in Florida. Well, I'll talk a little bit about him. He did the open carry law. He did the bill against TRANS. You know what? Okay, so what they're saying about him versus the actions he's taken. Let's see. Whoa, gosh, where'd my chats go? All right, here we go. Joe shot per Mr. D. That's right. Robert, that's right. He's just shot. Gary said, but by Ron DeSantis saying he wants to throw his hat in the ring in 2024 is like saying I could challenge Michael Jordan. Well, but it's the rhinos that are after DeSantis that they want to get Trump out no matter what, the rhinos. And we're not only going to clean out the Democratic Party of the radicals, we're going to clean our party out of the rhinos. So what better way to do it than to show people the spectrum of conservatives that we have. I think Tim Scott running is a brilliant move. I think this tension between DeSantis and Trump is a brilliant move because it takes all the money from the rhinos. And they're going to spend their money somewhere. So why don't spend it? Spend it somewhere where we know we're going to win. Let them think they got a little chance. Let's see. Who's related through blood? Dottie said they're all related. Well, we all are related from Adam and Eve. That's proven. RuPaul. Ian said America First is a cult. Count me in. I agree, but Tim Scott is America First, and Ron DeSantis is America First. People, what's this article here? Here we go. 17 state attorney generals voice support for DeSantis TRANS guidance, says medical organizations have prioritized politics over science. And so DeSantis pushed that through in his state, and he also pushed through open carry. And we've got to start fighting back with that by saying, this is not a science issue. This transgender issue is not a science issue. It's philosophical, just as God is philosophical to these people, okay? And just as they say Satan is philosophical, all right? So I know God's not for transgenderism if they want to play that game. So what does that mean? It is their religion. It is their religion, not mine. And as Trump said, the establishment clause, the government cannot promote a religion. And that's what they're pushing with this tranny stuff. So what else? We got so much going on with the Dalai Lama thing. I lost some subscribers, and then I gained some subscribers. You can't please everybody, but I am going to, make my point known. The Dalai Lama has said things harsh and critical of the Christian faith and the Jewish faith and the Muslim faiths, and I don't approve of that. And what he did with the kid is out of line, period. If that made some people mad, I'm sorry. But nobody can tell me that was a cultural thing, a playful thing, innocent thing. I'm sorry. These elites are being exposed. And a lot of people now, I've got a lot more people watching the videos. Some videos 600, 700, some are 1,000, 1,500 people, whatever. But so a lot of people in the chats now know about what I'm going to talk about. But there was a group that was named after, it was spelled in Roman numerals, a cult, a S3X cult, right? And a lot of you know about it. Please don't put it in the chats. I'll say it, break it up words. You really don't need to know the name when you're talking to normies. And this guy, Peter Nygaard, you don't even really need to know his name. The name of the cult is NEX. Okay, EM, NEX, and Nex is the first part, EM is the other part. So I think I can say one time where they got in trouble, Nexium. Okay, but when I talk to normies, I just say, hey, was this trafficking cult where the leader got arrested and is serving 120 years, and that the heir to the Seagram's fortune, everybody knows Seagram's, had to do jail time and pay millions of dollars to the victims. And the Dalai Lama, okay, was given the leader of that cult, who's in jail for 120 years, awards. So that's the easy way to do it. I don't have to get any specific names or tunnels under the Bilderberg estates, or we know all that stuff. But to get somebody to understand the scope and the breadth of this perverted behavior, even reaching to the Dalai Lama, that's the best way to put it. It was a trafficking cult where the guy got 120 years in a joint, a S3X trafficking cult, where they carved initials in people, and a bunch of people went to jail over it, including a Seagram's heiress, and the Dalai Lama was giving that guy awards. That's where you start the ball rolling. You start the ball rolling with a normal person that way. So, let's see. I wanted to find that article where he was putting a ribbon around this Nygaard's head, an award of some sort. So, oh my gosh, there's a picture of him doing a dirty deed. But anyway, there's a library in Texas, I think it was, or Tennessee. Let me see. That they took a bunch of books out of prawn books, and there's a judge ordering that school put the books back in. Texas County weighs closing their library after a federal judge orders banned books returned to circulation. It is the Llano County Commissioners. Okay, they scheduled a special meeting for Thursday to discuss whether to continue or cease operations at the library. So that's another federal judge that's being exposed, folks. The parents don't want those prawn books, okay? They're for their kids. And a federal judge is interfering and putting stuff that the parents feel are inappropriate and age inappropriate, and in some cases, PRON, okay? PORN. And a federal judge is overriding them. So we got another one on the list, making a list, checking it twice. So anyway, like I said, I'll be up Sunday night. I'm not going to be broadcasting tomorrow unless something happens that fires me up and makes me want to talk. But right now, I think things are gelling and things are being processed over the weekend, and we get to talk to our friends. Like this Nexium thing was an example of how to broach it so it doesn't get spun out too far where people just don't even want to try to grasp it. Okay, folks? So anyway, let me see what everybody's saying in the chats here. Yeah, Christina, everybody knows something fishy in the Virgin Islands. Gary says, miss over the target. Okay, guys, I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. And I will be up again Sunday night. I've got a link in the description if anybody wants to help the channel out, buy me a coffee link. But I will see you Sunday if nothing happens. This is Mountain Man over and out.